Heartiest welcome to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, making it a point to give and take association without fail. This is the fourth week without physical association. Anyway, we experienced bitter past during Corona time. So this bad time also will pass very fast. Soon we will be having the physical association. So we'll start our program with our chanting session. So who is volunteer to lead chanting today? One round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. One volunteer to come up. Now volunteer to lead chanting. Okay. Okay, I will wait up to 10:35 so that everyone can join. Then we will start our chanting. 2 more minutes. So yes, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible to all?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. 10:35. We will start our chanting. Any volunteer to lead chanting?
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Prabhuji, I will do.
So Prabhu, you can start leading the chant.
Can I start, Prabhu? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhudale Srimade Jataga Swamini Namane Namacharya Padaya Ityaya Prabhupadaya Nidavra Damadaya Nagra Gram Dharane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prajarane Nivadi Vashyati Deshadarane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. All together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gavra Pramanande. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Shivapajachita Prabhu for leading the chanting. Thank you so much. So now, today, we are very fortunate to hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita from His Grace Muralidara Gopesa Prabhu. Muralidara Gopesa Prabhu now need an introduction among us. More than 12 years, Prabhu is taking classes in Kannada Desh, both English and Malayalam. He was such a humble, down to earth, very knowledgeable, so tolerant, caring devotee. In fact, we all have been experiencing Prabhu's association in mercy for more than a decade. So let us enthusiastically take a shelter of holy name 3 times and welcome Prabhu for today's class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All are requested to mute. Muralidara Gopesa Prabhuji, over to
Hare Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Please enlighten us today's
Hare,
verse.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees to our Friday satsang. This is the first time I am going to conduct a class in online. I don't know much about this system. If anything wrong, please forgive me. And today we are I am seeking the blessings of all the devotees in the online to explain this sloga, whatever I prepared in an understandable way to all of you. We can start our program with Jai Radha Madhava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, 1 minute Prabhu. I would request someone to repeat the kirtan. Is there Pardesi Mataji is there? Mataji wanted to repeat last time. Mataji, can you repeat after me, Prabhu?
Krishna.
Varadesh Mataji, can you repeat Kirtan after Murali Prabhu?
Yes, okay, Prabhuji. No problem.
Okay.
You start and Mataji will repeat.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari
Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Raja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari
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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Naam Sankirtan ki Srila
Jai
Prabhupada ki jai. Guru
Jai
Maharaj Nitai Gaura Pramanande.
Hari Bol
Welcome all the devotees at our Friday satsang once again. And today we are going to discuss about Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, entitled Transcendental Knowledge, text number 6. Ajo besan avyayatma bodhanamisharo bisan pragritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamyatma mayaya. Ajo besan avyayatma bodhanamisharo bisan pragritim swamadhishtaya sambhavamyatma mayaya. अजो बेसन अव्ययात्मा भूतानामीशरो विसन प्रगतिं स्वामधिष्ठाय संभवाम्यात्ममायया. Hare Krishna. Anybody wish to repeat?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Ajopi sanna vyayatma bhutanaमीश्वरोऽपि सन् प्रकृतिं स्वामिधिष्ठाय संभवाम्यात्ममायया. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Ajopi sanna vyayatma bhutanamishvarapi san prakratim swamadhisthaya sambhavamyatma mayaya.
Hare Krishna. Word by word meaning. Aja, unborn. Abhi, alter. Son, being so. Avyaya, without deterioration. Atma, body. Bodhana, of all those who are born. Ishvara, the Supreme Lord. Abhi, alter. Son, being so. Prakriti, in the transcendental form. Swam, of myself. Adhishtaya, being so situated. Sambhavami, I do incarnate. Atmamaya, by my internal energy. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Purport. The Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth. Although he may appear like an ordinary person, he remembers everything of his many past birth. Whereas a common man cannot remember what he has done even a few hours before. If someone is asked what he did exactly at the same time one day earlier, it would be very difficult for a common man to answer immediately. He would surely have to dredge his memory to recall what he was doing exactly at the same time one day before. And yet, men often dare claim to be God or Krishna. One should not be misled by such meaningless claims. Then again, the Lord explains his Prakriti or his form. Prakriti means nature as well as Swarupa or one's own form. The Lord says that He appears in His own body. He does not change His body as the common living entity changes from one body to another. The conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has different body in the next birth. In the material world, the living entity has no fixed body, but transmigrates from one body to another. The Lord, however, does not do so. Whenever He appears, He does so in the same original body by His internal potency. In other words, Krishna appears in this material world in his original eternal form with two hands holding a flute. He appears exactly in his eternal body, uncontaminated by this material world. Although he appears in the same transcendental body and is Lord of the universe, it still appears that he takes his birth like an ordinary living entity. And although his body does not deteriorate like a material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. But astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond. At the time of Battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculations. Still, he looked just like a young man, 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us. Although he is the oldest person in the whole creation, past, present, and future, neither his body nor his intelligence ever deteriorates or changes. Therefore, it is clear that in spite of his being in the material world, he is the same unborn, eternal form of bliss and knowledge. Changes in his transcendental body and intelligence. Factually, his appearance and disappearance are like the sun's rising, moving before us, and then disappearing from our eyesight. When the sun is out of sight, we think that the sun has set. And when the sun is before our eyes, we think that the sun is on the horizon. Actually, the sun is always in its fixed position, but owing to our defective insufficient senses, we calculate the appearance and disappearance of the sun in the sky. And because Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are completely different from that of any ordinary common living entity, it is evident that he is eternal, blissful knowledge by his internal potency, and he is now contaminated by material nature. The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unborn, yet he still appears to take his birth in multi manifestations. The Vedic supplementary literatures also confirm that even though the Lord appears to be taking his birth, he is still without change of body. In the Bhagavad, he appears before his mother as Narayana with four hands and the decorations of the six kinds of full opulences. His appearance in his original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities so that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as He is, and not on mental conversions or imaginations which the impersonalist wrongly thinks the Lord's forms to be. The word Maya or Atmaya refers to the Lord's causeless mercy according to the Vishwa Dictionary. The Lord is conscious of all of his previous appearance and disappearance, but a common living entity forgets everything but about his past body as soon as he gets another body. He is the Lord of all living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on this earth. Therefore, the Lord is always the same absolute truth and is without a differentiation between his form and self or between his quality and body. A question may now be raised as to why the Lord appears and disappears in this world. This is explained in the next verse. Hare Krishna. Before the class, we can start our Mangalajana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्वागतं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथां मह्यं ददाति सुखदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररत्नादानं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागरललिता सर्वशाखानित्वंश हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च वैदानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निधिनवरि नमस्ते सारस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यमति पश्यते शरणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय नमो आचार्य पदाय नित्य कृपा प्रदाय गौर गदाधामदाय नगरी श्री जगत सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। So, today we are going to discuss about Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 4, entitled Transcendental Knowledge, text number 6. Ajobisan Avayatma, Buddhanam Ishwarobisan, Pragati Samadhishtaya, Sambhavabhyatma Maya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. His divine grace, Abhichanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, this confounder Acharya, gave a detailed explanation, very nice and simple explanation, purport here for this sloka. A big explanation also. So we can I'll try to explain it as much as possible. Hare Krishna. And Krishna, the Supreme Lord, explains in this sloka about his appearance and the appearance in the transcendental form and the disappearance. And the title of this chapter, fourth chapter, is Transcendental Knowledge. So this word transcendental is very important. What is meant by transcendental? Transcendental means beyond, go beyond or raise above. That is the dictionary meaning in the word transcendental. So the transcendental knowledge means beyond the material world. So who can give a knowledge about this transcendental knowledge? Sorry, a person not in the material world can give that knowledge. A person above this material world only gives that knowledge. So the Supreme Lord Krishna gives that knowledge to us, and he says that Ajob is an Avyatma. Aja means unborn. And Ajob is an Avyatma. Avyatma means never deteriorating. And Buddhanam Ishravisan. He is the Buddhanam is all living entities. Buddhanam Ishravisan. He is the Supreme Lord of all living entities. And Prakriti Samadhishtaya Sambhavamyatmaya. Supreme Lord Krishna says that according to as per my internal potency, I descend or incarnate to this, descend to this material world as per our internal potency. And the first word is in the sloga is Acha, unborn. Srila Prabhupada, in one of the explanations to this sloga, explains in details about the word Acha. That Krishna says that he has no birth nor death. The first lesson we are learning in Bhagavad Gita is that we are not the body. We are not the body. We are the spirit soul, Atma or spirit soul. And the size of the soul also, Srila Prabhupada in text number chapter number 2, text number 17 purport, Srila Prabhupada gives the size of the soul. That is in Shadashara Upanishad 5.9, it is given that Balagrasada Bhagasya Shadadu Kalpidasya Ja Bhako Jiva Suvitya Sajanandaya Kalpade. It is given that Balagrasada Bhagasya. Balagra means the tip of our hair. Bala means hair. The balagra, the tip of our hair, cut into 100 pieces, and again that cut into 100 pieces. So 1 by 10,000th part of the tip of hair, that much minute, atomic is the size of the soul. Now, we cannot see it in our modern microscope or anything like that. So that is the size of the soul. And it is also given in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 220, that Najayade Mriyadeva Kadasin Nyayan Bhutva Pavitabhana Bhoyaha Ajo Nityam Sasatoya Purana not death for the soul. And there is a spiritual world only. That when it comes to this material world and when it get in touch with the three modes of material nature only, it get contaminated. It became contaminated. But when it was in the spirit soul, it's part of the Supreme Lord. It is completely spiritual, completely spiritual. So this spirit soul, minute atomic part of the Supreme Lord, he can this much ability, this much powerful. That is a job Nityam Shashtra. Then what to speak about the Supreme Lord Krishna. So, Srila Prabhupada in that explanation is clearly given that. So, we can simply imagine that small particle of the Supreme Lord has no birth and death, and this much potency and so powerful. So, how much the Supreme Lord Krishna has? So, Srila Prabhupada explains that. So, he is Acha. Then it is saying that Avyayatma. Avyayatma means Krishna's body is Avyaya. It is not changing or not deteriorating. Why it is not deteriorating or not changing? Because it is not contaminated by the three modes of material nature. It is not made up of any matter. It is only spiritual. Krishna appears in his original transcendental body, but our body is Vaya and changing or deteriorating. It is given in Bhagavad Gita. Many of the devotees heard these slogas many times. And why I am repeating this one? Because this is related to this slogas. And in slogan number 213 also, it is given that how the living entities the changing. That is 230 Gita. Dehi nosmin Kaumandara Prapti, the rest of the embodied soul changes from born at the time of death. It is clearly given that slogan. So our body is made up of earth, water, fire, and either earth, water, fire, air, either, and it is material. It is material, but the Supreme Lord is not contaminated by any tinge of this material matters. So living entity has Srila Prabhupada in the purport. Srila Prabhupada very clearly explained that is the living entity has no fixed body. Srila Prabhupada explains that the living entity has no fixed body, but it transmigrates from one body to another. The Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, the conditions soul may have. So this purport is very simple. If you read the purport, only enough to explain this whole sloga, this full sloga. So the conditions, Srila Prabhupada explains that the conditions soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth. So we know that one. How a living entity gets a body. Gets a body. How a living entity gets a body. It is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, 31, chapter 31 and sloga 1. There is a Lord Kapila instructed to Mother Devaguni. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Karmana Deva Netrena Jantu Deho Bhapatye Sriya Pravishna Udaram Pumsore Dakhana Sreha. The slogan or Scott founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada said that we have to give importance for the our slogan is very important, but we have to give utmost importance for the first two words, Karmana and Devanetrena. Karmana and Devanetrena. How a living entity get a body, that we are explaining now. That is according to his karma, according to the activities he is doing in this material world, according to that karma and under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. Karmana and Devanetrena. So this body Krishna gave to us. We can decide in this life itself what body I have to get in the next birth. Or there is an opportunity to go back to Godhead also in this life itself, because we by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Acharyas, we got the opportunity to become a part of a great movement. Great movement. is called bhakti movement. So we have to make use of it very wisely, because Krishna gave us intelligence. Krishna gave us discriminating power and everything, and our acharyas gave in our shastras everything very clearly, what to follow, what to do, everything very clearly. The whole process is very simple, very simple. Chanting, and in our hall also we are chanting, dancing and honoring prasadam. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to us. This process is very simple. So we have to make use of it very wisely. We all are sadhaka bhaktas. We all are sadhaka. Maybe some problems may be there in our spiritual path also. We have to tolerate it. Tolerate it. In last that during that pandemic, COVID pandemic, COVID, that I had a lot of speeches by our great preachers like Amarendra Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu, Gauragopal Prabhu, Radheshan Prabhu. Like that, a lot of speeches I heard. In one of the speeches, Amarendra Prabhu says that tolerance is a jolted devotee. We all have to clearly understand that principle. Now I am adopting that principle in my life. Tolerance is a jolted devotee. You see that tolerance is a jolted devotee. So devotees has to tolerate. Even if we cannot adjust or tolerate with our fellow devotees or our fellow God brothers or God sisters, how can we progress in bhakti? We cannot. We cannot. So Krishna gave us intelligence, Krishna gave us deteriorating power and discriminating power, and we have to use that discriminating power and think very wisely. How can I use this? We have to be friendly with everybody. We have to be friendly with, because in 2022, when I heard these speeches, I am strictly following all these things. Tolerance is a jolted devotee. I apply this in my family life also, because when we are saying something, maybe our spouse telling something to irritate us, my wife tells something to me irritate us, I tell her that tolerance is a jolted devotee. That time she will also smile. Then finish everything there. So I will not reply anything arrogantly or agitatingly. So we have to keep in mind, because we have to follow the rules and regulations, and we have some organizational setup also, that within that limit we have to practice bhakti. We cannot violate that rules and regulations given in the Shastras and provided by the Acharyas and GPC and Srila Prabhupada gave us very nice things, and we have to follow that, all these things. So, according to our karma, so sometimes we are thinking that I am practicing bhakti, I am doing japa, I am doing everything. Sometimes, if we are getting initiation, as far as I am concerned, I am thinking that I am an initiated devotee, but initiation is nothing. It is only because of our Guru Maharaj's mercy we got initiation. This is the first step of bhakti. So, in that next step is the Anartha Nivritti. In Anartha Nivritti only, we will, by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada and Supreme Lord, we will be get slowly, we can remove all anarthas in our heart, because millions of years we got human body, human birth, we did a lot of things, and millions of the birth, we have a lot of material desires also. That is covered as our Atma very thickly. So once we got that initiation, only we will start the Anartha process. So we use this, make use of this opportunity too, because we got the opportunity to become a great movement like this. We have to make use of that opportunity. So in this sloga, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that karmana and devanetrena. So according to our karma only we will get a body. So if we are quarreling each other, and the next birth sometimes we will get the body of a cat or a dog. So we should not be like that. So karmana and devanetrena janturdeho bhavati sriya pravishta udaram pumsvaroga yada kanasreha. So Srila Prabhupada, the conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth. Why it is saying that? Because it is according to our karma and under the supervision of the Supreme Lord, we are getting a body. So our this karma means everything is in these conditions also. All things are controlled by the three modes of material nature, and everything is controlled by the Supreme Lord Krishna's external potency, Mahamaya. But Krishna says that I am presenting this material world in my transcendental form by my internal potency. That is the difference. So this karma and devanatra are very important. According to that karma and under the supervision of the Supreme Lord, through a male semen, it enters into the form of a female womb. This is the way we are getting a body. It may be a human being or any other 84 lakh species are there. So we should not be we go back to a lower planet. The persons who are practicing Krishna consciousness, we will get a human body because in chapter 2, Sloka 14, it says that Neka Vikramana Sosti, Pratyavayana Vidyate, Salpam Apyasa Dharmasya Trayate Bhagavad. We will be getting escaped from a great fear that we will not fall into the we will not fall down to the lower birth by the mercy of the Supreme Lord and our Acharyas by practicing this congregational chanting and everything. So that's why Srila Prabhupada says that the conditions all may have, so that each line we can explain very elaborately, but because of the time and that consistency, I have explained very simply only. The conditions all may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth. So this is, we all have to keep in our memory that one. The living entity's material world is always influenced by the three modes of material nature. That is the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. But living entities. But in the case of Krishna, this is nothing applicable because he is the creator of these three modes of material. He is above the three modes of material nature. And every living entities in this material world is subject to six kinds of changes. It takes birth, it grows, it remains stable for some time, it then produces some offspring or byproducts, then it dwindles and dies. These six changes are inevitable for all the living entities in this material world. This changes undergoes. But in the case of Supreme Lord, as he is not affected by any material matters, this is not, he is completely spiritual. That is why he is in the transcendental form. The Supreme Lord is beyond these three modes of the material nature. Then Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that although his body does not deteriorate like the material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. Astonishingly enough, he never goes beyond youth. So, you see that. And then at the time of Battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home. So, Srila Prabhupada very clearly explained that one. See, we never seen a photo of the Supreme Lord Krishna in old age. We have seen any photo? No. We have seen during the Kurukshetra battle also, the front side of Bhagavad Gita, we have seen that photo. Krishna is very young. We can see that maximum 20-25 years old and with stout body and everything. So, as our material body is deteriorating and undergoes this six type of changes, Supreme Lord Krishna's body never it is deteriorated because to create some, to perform some past life, Krishna appears to grow up to his youth only. Afterwards, nothing. No deterioration, no changes in Krishna's body. And and Krishna's body, intelligence and mind, everything is the same. It never deteriorates or changes. So it is given in the previous slogan that Krishna said to Arjuna that both of us had many births, but I remember everything, but you don't. Why Arjuna doesn't remember anything? Because Arjuna is this material world. Arjuna, that all material things affect him. That's why he is forgetting everything. So we living entities cannot forget in our past lives. No, we cannot remember anything. We will forget everything. We will forget everything. We cannot remember anything. But Krishna, the Supreme Lord, his intelligence, body, and mind, everything is not deteriorating, so he can remember everything. And how can a person cannot have forgetfulness? How can a person remember all his past birth? And that only possible if that person is not in this material world. That is the only criteria. If that person is in the material world, he cannot remember anything in his past life. But if that person is beyond this material world, he can remember everything. That is why Krishna says that I can remember everything. The transcendental form is very important. When he appears in his extraordinary form, like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, and other incarnations, people can easily understand that. That is something different, and it is very easy to worship in the extraordinary form. So Krishna did many incarnations. So other incarnations like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, these all incarnations we can easily meditate upon. We can know that this is something different than this, and we can understand that, and we can easily worship such incarnations. But when Krishna appears in his original transcendental form, original transcendental as one of us, Krishna has face like us, Krishna has limbs like us, and he is living like an ordinary person among us. It is very easy to consider that Krishna is an ordinary person like us. So it is a common mistake everybody makes. Krishna has everything like us. Sorry. Krishna is everything like us. So it is very easy to make a mistake by ordinary people that Krishna has an ordinary person like us. This is a common mistake everybody makes. And if we understand, if we try to understand Krishna according to our material perceptions, material viewpoints, material ideas, and thinking with our imperfect senses, we cannot understand the transcendental form of Krishna, transcendental appearance, which results in becoming Mayavadis. Because Mayavadis cannot relish that cannot relish bhakti. Why it is that one? They are not that worshipping the Krishna in his form. Krishna is small form. They are thinking. They are thinking according to the mental, the material knowledge. They are thinking that Krishna has no form. That is why, if they cannot understand the transcendental form of Krishna, that's why they become this. And Supreme Lord Krishna had performed many leelas, many superhuman activities, and so we all know that many superhuman activities Krishna did. When he is a very small child, very small baby, he sucked the life of the great Damanas Pudana through her breast. That we know everybody knows that past time. And when he is a tiny child, the mother Mother Yashoda looked in his mouth and saw the entire universe. And when he is only 7 years old, he lifted the Govardhan hill with his small finger of the left hand with such an ease and held it for 7 days and 7 nights. Like many superhuman activities, many leelas he performed in this material world. So some people they cannot digest these or these. They will think according to their material conception, material viewpoints, material thinking. Only they treat Krishna as like something as a human being like ourselves. So what they think that it is not possible. It is not possible. It is all a story. It is mythology. Krishna is not there. In such a person, nobody can do like that one. So they become atheist. So Mayavadam and atheism is the two results of two byproducts. Why? Because of they are not understanding the true nature of the true is Supreme Lord Krishna's activities and is a transcendental form. And in Bhagavad Gita also, in chapter 4.9, Krishna says about it clearly that one who knows my transcendental nature of appearance and activities, they will never at the time of death they can attain me. Krishna says that is Sloka 4.9. Krishna says very clearly about it. Then Bhudanam Ishvara, the Supreme Lord Krishna is the controller of all living entities. He is Bhudanam. Bhudanam is all living entities. And Bhudanam Ishvara. Ishvara is very clearly explained in the Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Who is the Ishvara? Ishvara means controller. Who is the controller? The Supreme Lord Krishna is the controller. And we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We may be also a controller of a small thing, like it may be our family or our workplace, or sometimes a state, or sometimes a nation. That's all. Beyond that, we cannot do anything. But Supreme Lord is clearly explains that He is the controller of all living entities. Brahma Samhita also, the Lord Brahma is given that one Ishvara Parama Krishna. Pragati Samadhishtaya Sambhavabhyatma Maya. Krishna says that Krishna, that we already explained that Krishna descends in this material world or incarnating this material world by his own internal potency. So that is why we are saying that Krishna is appearing in this material world. But in the case of being human beings or living in this world, we are forced to take a body. That we already explained. According to our karma, we are forced to take a body. But Krishna is, that's why it is saying that the living entity's birth and the Supreme Lord Krishna's appearance. That is, it is very clearly given that one. Because we, the living entities, are getting a body according to our Krishna's external potency, external energy, Mahamaya. But Krishna is descending this material world with his internal potency. In Brahma Samhita, it describes that also Krishna's body is Satchidananda Vigraha. His body is eternal, with full of knowledge and full of bliss. But we living entities are made of Panchabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, ether. But Supreme Lord Krishna is full of eternity, full of knowledge, and full of bliss. So it is nothing, it is no tinge of material covering on that one. So it is completely spiritual. So Krishna's body does not have, Krishna's body is spiritual. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21:5, a beautiful form of Krishna is explained in that sloka. Bargapidam Nadavarababu Karnayo Karnikaram Vibradvasa Kanaka Kabisam Vaijayanti Chamala Randran Veno Radha Sudaya Purayan Gopa Vrindaya Vrindaranyam Sabadaramanam Pravishati Kirti. In this sloka, it is very nicely explained about that Krishna's appearance. Krishna, Bhagavad means wearing a peacock feather as an ornament on his head. And a peacock feather. We can always see Krishna photos with a peacock feather. And Karnikaram is ears. Karna, ears is decorated with blue lotus-like flowers, Karnikara flowers. and he wears Vibrat was a Kanaka Kabisam. A golden like yellow color garment he wears every time. Yellow garment has brilliant as gold. It looks like gold. It is yellow color, but it looks like gold. That much glittering for that yellow color. And Vaijayantimala, there are garland with five kinds of forest flowers. That's also Krishna wearing every time. And Lord Krishna exhibited Nadavara Babu means Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendent form as the greatest of dancers as he entered into the forest of Vrindavan. Sobada means with his footprints. He filled the whole Vrindavan is footprints. Now, so it is explained that he wears a peacock feather and his body and ears are decorated with Karnikara flowers, that is a blue lotus-like flowers. And he wears a yellow garment. It looks like a gold and glittering like a gold. And he wears a Vaijayanti mala and he is like a Brahmasudha also says Shama, Tribakaridam and Prakasam. Tribakaridam with three bands and his color also say that Shama Varnam means that freshly formed raincoats color Krishna has. And he with a transcendental dancers like body, and with that he entered in the forest of Vrindavan, and he marked his footprints with there. So many devotees got the blessings to smear on that footprints. But Krishna didn't get a blessing. I didn't get a blessings to me. I don't know when I get that blessing. Sometimes I am thinking that I am not as much as pure to get that blessings to get the blessings of the to get the that touch that holy land. And with that his fruit that he marks the forest of Vrindavan, and he filled the then Rendra Pedor others Sudaya Pure. That is his fruits, what he is doing, he filled the holes of his fruit with the nectar of his lips. So that much nicely, beautifully, he sings songs that flute. He used that flute, and covered voice sang his glories. It's a nice slogan. And this is in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 21:5. Once again, I will sing that one because I like to sing this more many times. Bhagapidam Nadavaravu Karnayo Karnikaram Vibrat Vasakanaga Kabisam Vaijayanti Chamala Randra Veno Radharasudaya Puren Gopavinde Vrindaranyam Samadaramanam Prakishakita Kirtihi. Please everybody learn this sloka by heart. And when I am preparing this for this only I came across. Now I studied two three lines and complete it. I will complete it soon. And so in this sloka it is very clearly given that Krishna has a form. Krishna has a nice form, and how it looks like also. So we should not crack our no need to crack our head by thinking about his body. So if we see only that two hands with that flute and that peacock feather, if Krishna's body is also not there, we can understand that it is Krishna. That much that is very clearly explained in this sloka. And he is Shama Sutara, that is why in Shamam Tribangalidam Neda Prakasham. Shamam Tribangalidam Neda Prakasham. It is given in that one. Shama means the color of a freshly formed rain cloud. That is his color. And Tribangalidam. Tribanga means with three bands. I heard a speech in one of the speech by Amarendra Prabhu. In that speech, Prabhu is explained that one. Tribanga means three. So that is a there is a Tribhanga. If you take a plant anything with 3 bells in that one, if you some pressure and we put that in that bottle, then Krishna is like that. Krishna is in that Tribhanga form. Tribhanga form is a little very difficult to enter in our heart. But once it entered in our heart, it will never go out. That is Krishna's mercy. So we have to make use of this human life to get that Krishna's Tribhanga form enter into our heart. Enter into our heart. So then Srila Prabhupada in the purport explains that his appearance is his original eternal form is his causeless mercy. Causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities so that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as He is. So, here Srila Prabhupada explains that one Krishna's appearance in his original transcendental form is a causeless mercy. What is meant by causeless? Causeless. Causeless means without any reason. Causeless means we are getting anything, even though we are not deserved for that one. That is causeless. Even though we are not deserved for Krishna's mercy, we are getting His mercy. Srila Prabhupada explains that one. That is why He descended in His original form. So you see how fortunate we are. We got the opportunity to at least meditate upon His transcendental form. So Krishna says that that is His causeless mercy. So we have to be very carefully understand the meaning of the word causeless, because causeless means even though we are not deserving, Krishna is giving His mercy to us. That is causeless mercy. I heard this word many times, causeless mercy. When I am sending message to devotees also, I wish them like that, where the Supreme Lord bless you with His causeless mercy. But at that time I didn't exactly, I know something like that, but this much deep I didn't know. So causeless mercy means even though we are not deserving, we are getting the blessings. That is the causeless mercy. So Srila Prabhupada very clearly said that his appearance in this original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities, so that why? So that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as He is. We can concentrate. And when we are meditating is a beautiful form. When we are facing any problems, if we are simply meditating upon this Samsundara form, we will get a lot of relief. We will get a lot of relief. That one. And we can think that that is somebody is there to protect me. Krishna will protect me from everything. Everything. That strong conviction we should have. Krishna will protect me from everything. And that is, Krishna also explains in this Bhagavad Gita 7.3, that is Manusyanam Sahasreshu Kaschite Nisidhate. In that sloka, Krishna says that out of many thousands of people endeavoring for perfection, one may attain perfection. And out of that also one may actually, in reality, knows me. So, we in this human life, we have to try to, we have got such a simple process to understand Krishna. And it is about, so we have to make use of it very wisely. So, devotees can concentrate or meditate upon his transcendental form, transcendental activities, sweet pastimes, transcendental qualities, transcendental paraphernalia, and a religious bhakti by his own mercy, by coming the Supreme Lord in his transcendental form. And Srila Prabhupada explains that in Madhura jail, when he appears in his Narayana form, he showed his Narayana form to Mother Devaki and Vasudeva. And then he took the form of a baby. And during that period, when Yashoda Mataji actually we I read a speech by one Narhari Prabhu in ISKCON Chowpatty Temple. In that Prabhu is explaining that one. One said Jaydev Maharaj, or one Maharaj went to IIT to conduct a class during Janmashtami. After the class, one of the students of IIT, he asked a question. He told the Maharaj that I think Kamsa is a fool. Kamsa is a fool. So Maharaj asked him, why you are thinking like that? Kamsa is a fool. He told that Kamsa is a great asura, he has great intelligence and everything. Then he heard in Agashwani that the eighth son of Devaki and Vasudeva killed him. So, and he did a blunder that he put Vasudeva and the Yashoda in one cell, one person, one cell. He told like that one. That the Maharaj replied that one. Replied he is that we are getting body because our father and mother coming together and united. But the Supreme Lord Krishna is not like that one. Maharaj told that if Vasudeva and the Devaki Mataji in separate cell also, Krishna will descend to this material world according to Atma Maya. So, sorry, it's internal potency. And that is it is given in Srimad Bhagavatam that Vasudeva first descended to his the Supreme Lord Krishna first appears in his mind, Vasudeva's mind, and from Vasudeva's mind to his heart, then Vasudeva's heart to Devaki's heart, then from Devaki's heart to Devaki's womb, like that. So not like as material birth we are getting, not like that one. So we have to be think that one. So at the time of that, when Krishna descended to the womb of Devaki Mataji became very effulgent. And this Devi Devdas, demigods, knows that Krishna, the Supreme Lord Krishna is going to descend in this material world, and he descends to this womb of Mother Devaki. So they gave a lot of nice prayers to go glory. They got that opportunity, and they make use of that opportunity to glorify the Supreme Lord, and praise Him. And that is the Garbhasuddhi prayers are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And that one sloga is that one time Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 2, sloga 35. Sattam na chedadaritam nijam bhavet vijnanam ajnanam vidapamachanam guna prageshe dhanamiyate bhavan prakashadeyasya chayena bhaguna. The explanation is that, O Lord, cause of all causes, if your transcendental body were not beyond the modes of material nature, one could not understand the difference between matter and transcendent. Only by your presence can one understand the transcendental nature of your Lordship, who are controller of material nature. Your transcendental nature is very difficult to understand unless one is influenced by the presence of your transcendental form. This is a translation of that sloka. The sloka is saying that Lord, cause of all causes, if your transcendental body were not beyond the three modes of material nature, one could not understand the difference between matter and transcendence. Matter and transcendence. So, in that slogan, it is saying that the demigods praising the Supreme Lord, that because you are transcendental, we would understand that what is matter and what is transcendental, what is material and what is spiritual. And only your presence, only by your presence and transcendental nature, and you are the controller of the all material nature also. And your transcendental nature is very difficult to understand unless one is influenced by the presence of your transcendental form. That is very clearly explained here. Krishna has a transcendental form, and who is not clearly, not correctly understanding that transcendental form is very difficult to understand. The Supreme Lord Krishna. So we got the blessings to realize that one. But Mayavadis, they cannot understand that Krishna will start from the form. That's why they cannot relish bhakti. While doing arti and everything, that's we are meditating upon that beautiful Shamasundara form and we are doing everything. But they cannot do like that one. And, you know that one, Lord Brahma cannot understand his starts from Brahma. Couldn't understand that who is this coward boy in Vrindavan, and he is doing some superhuman activities. So we all know that he loves and everything. So Lord Brahma's prayers also there in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, sloka 14, chapter 14, sloka 29. 10, 14, 29. Lord Brahma prays to the Supreme Lord. Adabite deva padambujadvaya prasadale sanugrihita evahi janadi tattvam bhagavat mahimna nachane go vichiram vichitva. My Lord, if one is covered by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatest of your personality, greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the supreme personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. It is very clearly given by in this sloka. If one is forward by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet. So Sri Prabhupada explained that he Krishna's because of his causeless mercy only we could understand his thoughts of nature. So in this sloka also it is saying that if one is forward by even a Prasada Leshalu. Leshalu is a slight, little, very small. If it is so that mercy is least, that is small, a trace of your mercy. If it is not given to a person, he cannot understand the greatness of your personality. And those speculative understand, even though he is trying in many ways, whatever ways possible, he studied all Vedas and he did all rituals and everything. Even though he is performing everything, he cannot understand the transcendental nature. So Lord Brahma very clearly says that. So we have to understand one thing that Brahma has four heads. Brahma is the secondary creator of the world. Brahma is the first person creating the world. And Brahma has that much intelligence and everything. And with that intelligence also, he cannot clearly understand the transcendental nature, transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. And he is bewildered. That's why that Brahma was born and everything happened. Everything is there. And in that, so we got this opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. And for all those who are willing to follow the principles, for all those who are ready to change, the Supreme Lord Krishna will give all benedictions and empower them and lift them to the transcendental position. So we have to think that, and tolerance is a jilted devotee. I told you that one. And one more thing, I'll tell you that one. In 2022, during the Kartik month, after a long time, 2.5 years, I couldn't attend any satsang. And after I came to Mobile, also my luck had some problems. That's why I couldn't attend. And before attending, I took an appointment of His Grace Shivana Krishna Prabhu, and I have some doubts in my mind. I want to clear that one. And I went to his house. And at that time, Prabhu taught me a nice thing that one. We have to forget and forgive everything for Krishna. We have to forget and forgive everything for Krishna. So while practicing bhakti, maybe sometimes we are sadhana bhaktas and maybe sometimes we are not that much elevated. We are in the anartha stage now. Maybe some conflicts may be there, some arguments may be there. So what we want to do, we should be ready to forget and forgive everything for Krishna. We have to put Krishna in the center of that one. We should not, and Srila Prabhupada also in the introduction of in the introduction of this Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada said that instead of satisfying our own material senses, we have to try to satisfy the senses of the Supreme Lord. But sometimes devotees, I am not a great devotee to tell this one, but still I am telling because if my words makes any changes in anybody, it will be helpful because I got a lot of changes because I followed very strictly this instruction of my Shisha Guru, one of my Shisha Gurus, Srila Prabhu, that is Grace Shivakrishna Prabhu. And Shivakrishna Prabhu and Mataji played a vital role in my spiritual progress also. So whatever he is saying, I am strictly following that one. So if we are ready to forget and forgive everything for Krishna, whatever happened in the past is past. We have to forget the past, live in the present, and think about future. Think about future. And we have got a nice future. And what is the blessings we will get if we are practicing this Krishna conscious very nicely? We can also go back to Godhead in this life itself, and we will get a Krishna body. We will get a nice transcendental body with a Satchidananda Vigraha, with eternity and with full of knowledge and with full of that bliss we will get. So we have to make use of this opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness very wisely. And these two principles nowadays I follow very strictly in my life. Once tolerance is a gentle devotee and forget and forgive everything for Krishna. Everything for Krishna. You put Krishna in the center of everything. So it is very easy. I am forgetting this one. I am forgetting that, forgiving to that, ready to forgive to that person because I want the Krishna in this life. Because otherwise we are calling each other like politicians. We will not get anything. We will not reach anywhere. I am 100% sure about that. We will not reach anywhere. We will think that I am chanting, I am doing this, I am reading Bhagavad Gita and everything. But unless and until that is Krishna's mercy, that in this sloka it is very clear. Prasada leshanugrihidam evahi. We have to get that little blessings, little mercy, a minute part of the mercy of Krishna. Because if we are not tolerating our fellow devotees, our God brothers, how can Krishna bless us? How can Krishna give His mercy to us? We cannot. I know many devotees who are coming to our congregation for 10 years, 20 years. Like when I started the congregation, that time house programs were there. Some devotees who are I am seeing from that day onwards, but they are not ready to change. They are say that Prabhu, it is enough for me. I am satisfied. I am not chanting one round. It is enough. I asked him, you gave up coffee or tea? No. He is not ready to follow any instructions given by Srila Prabhupada, any follow any rules, any regulative principles also. So how can he progress in Krishna consciousness? Even such people are doing whatever progress, whatever rituals and whatever method they are adopting, they cannot get the mercy of, they will not get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So we have to understand that even Brahma couldn't get that one. Brahma couldn't understand the true transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. Then how can material conditions solve like us? So how can I, as far as I am concerned, for myself only, me to get the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. And during this congregation also, in Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Krishna says that Machita Magada Prana Bodhayanda Parasparam Kadayandascha Mam Nityam Tushyati Charamanticha. Krishna says that you converse about me, the thoughts of my pure devotees are dwells in me. Their lives are dedicated for my devotional service. They get great bliss Why conversing about me? They're conversing about me. So instead of that, we don't try to solve our problems. We are then how can we converse about Krishna? How can we remember him? No, we cannot. We cannot. So we have to make use of the advice. Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita everything. We have to simply follow that instructions. Machittamam kada prana, bodhyanta parasparam, kadyantascha mamnityam, tushyati charam get great satisfaction bliss by conversing about me. Krishna says very clearly. So we have to make use of this precious time. This way, every minute is precious in Krishna consciousness. Because if we want to go back to Godhead, we have to make use of that precious time very wisely. We should not spend for any mundane activities for that one. So that's why here it is very clearly given that it's already 12, tomorrow is 2 months. So we got the blessings to practice Krishna consciousness. So that is as per the mercy of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of his supermost mercy, the same Supreme Lord Krishna descended to this material world in Gauravarna and Kaliyuga and freely distributed his mercy. This is the holy name of the Supreme Lord Krishna. We can, all of us can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra very nicely and we can practice bhakti. And these 2 points, whatever I understood, I shared because in one of the slogas, I didn't get much time. Otherwise, I am not going to that sloga also. That I will tell you another time. Because what we want to do, we want to just bless this opportunity to others also. For that one, first of all, we have to become a role model. We have to become we have to become simple. We have to be very friendly to everybody. We have to follow the rules and regulations. And here in Kanyadesh also, we have a committee. Then whatever the decision that committee is taking, only for our spiritual progress. Only we have to take that one. Only for our spiritual progress, they are taking their decisions. I am blindly follow whatever the recently one example I will tell you. But because they gave an opportunity to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the first time I got an opportunity to glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Lord. And after that glorifications, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know. I cannot explain that one. Hare Krishna. So we have to follow that one we have to strictly follow all these rules and regulations. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If I said anything wrongly, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Sudashana Vasa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam. Muralidara Gopesa Prabhu.
Maharaj ki jai. Jai Gaura Pramande. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for your time and effort for this nectarian discourse, which has enlightened us about Lord's position, Lord's activities, and Lord's mercy, and how to behave, conduct, follow in a congregation where various personalities are working together, affected by various modes in various ways. Hare Krishna. So it is opportunity to ask doubt on today's topics. Prabhuji will answer your queries on today's words. The first doubts can be asked. Please raise your hand or directly unmute and ask. No doubts. Means there are 2 things in that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes.
Nice Prabhuji. Don't have any doubt Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. On behalf of Abbasya Ashramam, we all chant for Prabhuji 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Ji.
Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Shloka is not clear, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Abbasia devotees, for your kind gesture towards Prabhuji. And if no other doubts on the topic, so as I previously told, it can happen in two conditions: either understood everything or nothing is understood. So I am taking it in the first one. Assume that everything is understood to everyone. So regular preachers, senior devotees can comment, add on some points which are relevant to today's subjects, if any. Correct.
Am I audible?
You are audible. You are loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Prabhu. Very nice, wonderful class today presented. I think Prabhuji put a lot of efforts and various scriptures he referred, like Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, and this Brahma Samhita. So Prabhu is always a role model for our satsang. Even Prabhu is bringing a lot of souls, bringing to the spiritual path. We have transformed so many people from satsang, even Magga Fasa, Holy Fasa. So Prabhu is very practically and enthusiastically is bringing our association. A lot of people transferred. That is the main thing. There's so many points today he discussed. This according to karma, only your next path will be decided. Each living entity having a 6 kind of changes. So many points Prabhu is nicely explained. There's so many verses from Bhagavad. Prabhu is having a lot of effort he puts into preparing this today class. There are so many practical examples. About causeless mercy is giving right definitions. So how we got the causeless mercy, getting this divine knowledge from the scriptures. So many things. So it's just cut in short. Just I like to express to thanks Prabhuji. So upcoming classes also need to enlighten us. Also class words. So
Thank you, Sangatamaharaj Prabhu, for the nice words, Prabhu. Any more comments or additions? Okay, I'll see. There are some messages in the chat box. We'll see that. We have a message from devotees Prakash and Prakash Prabhu Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, really it was a nice and clearly explained, great efforts. So grateful to you, Prabhuji. Final one was explained about forget and forgive, was very beautiful, so impressive. And message from Sajanagari Prabhu and Sushanta Gari Mataji. Nice class, Prabhu. Vinod Kushal Prabhu has expressed this is a wonderful class. Ardeshri Mataji explained as wonderful class. Thank you for the comments in the chat box. Okay, fine. I think then no doubts, no comments. It is time to express our gratitude to Muralidara Prabhu for his effort and time. Prabhu's working hours are very long. Prabhu is working more than 12 hours and Prabhu's health is very bad. Still Prabhu has taken this much of effort to enlighten us. Let us enthusiastically take shelter of holy name 3 times to express our gratitude to Prabhuji for this wonderful discourse. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavvrinda ki jai. Namacharya Hadas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. His Grace Muralidara Gopesa Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. At the last but not the least, Mayapur Radayatra is about to take place. So they have requested for the donation, if any. Although their seva list is given, you need not to stick to that. Whatever is possible, take a sankalpa, and you can pay it later within a month. But you can convey your commitments to any one of us, the committee members, the senior leaders, and we will include in that our list, and we will send the Lakshmi within 2 days. But you may donate later, because when we get a request from Vrindavan and Mayapur, and all, we do our best. So just reminded, there is no opportunity for Lakshmi. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So with the permission of all assembled Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, may we end the session? Can we conclude?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So next week we will try to have a physical class. We will request the whole owner, what is the situation? If they permit, then only we can do. Okay, otherwise we will continue online. Thank you all. Dandat pranams to all assembled Vaishnavas. Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Samavada Gaur.